Okay, welcome back, everybody. Before we just dive right into cryptocurrencies, before we dive right into blockchains and that entire space, I think it's really important to understand how we got here, how we got to the economy that we have today. So, we're going to walk through a quick timeline of money just so everybody's on the same page about how we got here and then why cryptocurrencies are so important going into the future. So, let's jump right into it. 9000 BC, this is Neanderthal era. Right? We didn't really have civilizations yet. People were bartering. So you could trade something. You have a goat, I have a sheep, we can make a great trade. And so the only problem with that is if you lived miles and miles away, if I wanted your sheep, I would have to walk my goats or bring my cabbage or whatever it was to go trade with you. So it was an inefficient system, but people had to find someone that had what they wanted and they would go trade with them. Fast forward to 600 BC. That's when gold coins and tokens started to get introduced into different economies. There was some in China. There was some in developing parts of North Africa and areas like that. So gold coins became a medium of exchange. Instead of me carrying 15 goats to your house so we can make this trade, I'll bring the equivalent of 15 goats, which is probably 2 or 3 gold coins, and we'll do transactions that way. So that became a lot easier because you don't have to find someone that had a goat that just happened to need your shoes that week. Instead, what you could do is you can take these gold coins and go buy them anywhere, and they represented the equal value. So pretty ingenious system there. Jump forward 1000 years, that's when paper money gets introduced. The whole world is still on the gold standard, so this paper money was basically supported by money in the banks. And so there's money out there as paper money, but it was backed by the gold that was sitting at the central bank. So it was pretty straightforward system. The more gold that a country had, the more that currency was worth. Now we're going to jump all the way to 1950 when digital money gets introduced. And digital money in the first form was credit cards. That's the first way that you can actually load money electronically and go around and spend it. And all it was is a magnetic strip on the back of a card that would have all of the information, and it would be able to be used universally. So this was a huge game changer because that little piece of plastic really changed the game in terms of how people can spend, what they spend on, and how fast they spend it. 1971, we got off the gold standard. In America, there was the Bretton Woods Agreement. They said, hey guys, we're not doing gold anymore. Instead, we're going to do currencies. And the US dollar is going to become the world's currency. So that was 1971. Fast forward, 2008, we have the great financial crisis that was started in Wall Street, the United States, because of the housing bubble. And that was the birth of Bitcoin. 2008, there was the birth of Bitcoin. 2009, the first transaction went through. So there's a lot of correlation there, guys, that we're going to talk about, which is, did the great financial crisis, was that the straw that broke the camel's back for why Bitcoin had to come out at the time? And then fast forward, guys, where we are right now, we're heading towards something called CBDCs. These are central bank digital currencies. So by 2024, we're going to see a lot of the world's largest central banks, the Eurozone, the Bank of Japan, the Bank of England, the United States Federal Reserve. We're going to see these different entities basically start to create their own digital money. And the reason for that is they can't really fight the cryptocurrency markets because it's too big at this point. So what they'll try to do is create their own version so they can save the value of the dollar. And so it'll be $1 equals one central bank dollar, or one digital euro equals one physical euro. And so nothing really changes in the way of that money is counted. The only difference is now it's digitalized, so they can have, a lot easier time sending it out to people, getting it back from folks. And it's going to create a new digital economy that's faster, more accurate, and honestly, just a lot bigger. So just to recap with you guys, we went from trading goats and sheep to going to gold coins and what those represented the sheep that we were trading. Then we get paper money that's backed by gold. Then we get the first introduction of digital money in the form of credit and debit cards. Then the world goes through a giant shift where the dollar is the world's reserve standard. Great financial crisis leads to Bitcoin. And then now in 2020 and above, this entire decade, it's decentralized finance and democratized economics. Democratized economics means it's for the people. It's not like one bank gives you permission to live. It's like everybody has a chance to have their own money. And as long as you have that, you can be functional in that economy. So that's the timeline of money, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick, brief introduction to money. In the next few videos, we're going to go a little bit deeper into Bitcoin, into blockchains and cryptocurrencies, how they came up and what they actually do. Looking forward to seeing you on those, guys. Take it easy.